Hey everybody, I'm Justin.
And I'm Rebecca.
This is a special pre-recorded version of Burnout Box because Rebecca just had our baby.
Yeah, she's here.
You can see her belly's not nearly as big. I know you do not like me grabbing your belly and pointing that out, but it's a big, I'm all about visual indicators. And she's sleeping softly right over there in the swing. If you can sleep softly as a baby, I guess. So we've got a bunch of stuff to update them on.
Yeah. I guess first and foremost, May 1st has come and gone. And that was when we were anticipating hearing from Ford about the SEMA car awards. I believe on the 30th.
Who gets awarded a SEMA car,
Yep,
I guess.
Yep. The 30th they emailed and said they'd been inundated and they are going to let us know by May 17th.
Did they say how much they were inundated?
No, it was very vague, and I don't even know that they used the word inundated, but they said that they were working through.
There's a new team doing it, and hopefully we didn't do anything to attract too much attention to the Ford SEMA dollar car program, but hey, it's all part of the game.
So yeah, as soon as we know something, we'll let you guys know something as well.
And even if we don't get a car, should we build one anyways? What do you think?
I mean, I think we should. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed with that idea right now. But
yeah, we have another car being built behind us.
Yes.
And your old car is getting a new engine back at the shop.
Yep, the old car should be done really soon, and this is going to take a little while longer, but it's closer than it's been.
I've been working on the Supercharger system for this car. This is going to be a very, very unique VMP Gen 3 2.65 TVS that you and about 2 or 3 other people will have. Right? It's going to be a very small, close-knit group with the most bad arse 265s to ever walk the earth, basically.
Walk there.
Drive the earth. Race on the earth.
Spin the rotors.
Spin the rotors. Yes, I like that. We're gonna start using that.
As the rotors turn.
Very, very freely on our Superchargers, as some people have pointed out. So, and your old car, your quote-unquote street car, because it still has power steering.
It still has a stock ECU.
Yes, and a stock ECU. Which limits us to just a very dainty 8,200 RPM, which just stinks sometimes. That car is going to get the latest and greatest VMP hardware when it goes back together.
Yep.
Everything from upgraded 1-inch intercooler lines to the latest and greatest CNC ported lower intake manifolds, latest and greatest supercharger technology. It's going to be pretty awesome.
That's going to be awesome.
As I say all the time.
Yep.
I use the word awesome a lot. So let's do some questions. We got some?
We asked you guys for your questions. We asked you to ask us anything, and we said we might answer or we might not. So I didn't see anything that we wouldn't answer on there actually, but we'll go ahead and go into the questions and see what you guys wanted to know about. So Ken Barrios is a regular, and he wants to know what's the best VMP system for his 16 Mustang GT.
You know what's special about a 16?
It was built in 2016.
It's a Gen 2 Coyote.
Well, I mean, I thought that went without saying.
Yeah.
And so is a 2015, and so is a 2017.
Yeah.
So I thought there was something specific that wasn't specific to 2016.
Guess what a 2018 Coyote is?
It's a Gen 3.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. You're being very obvious, and I don't get it.
So what's exciting to me about the Gen 2 Coyote is it's stronger by a little bit, but
Those words hurt my soul.
Yeah. But regardless of the whole strength thing, you can push you can run any engine to the limit on the horsepower, and then you just have to deal with it if it breaks. The Gen 2 Coyote makes more horsepower pretty much everywhere with boost, like an extra 20 to 30. So it goes really well with our latest Gen 3 supercharger system. And if you want to supercharge it, I would just get the Gen 3. Gen 2R, still a great kit that we continue to offer and continue to sell a lot of, but I would do a Gen 3. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, it's going to give you more potential in the long run. And I think that, you know, knowing how people who are modding their cars are, oh, sorry. I was thinking that we'd be good on my phone.
She'll call me next.
I think knowing how people that mod cars are, using the Gen 3 is probably your best bang for the buck in the long run.
And a product update, all of the VMP Gen 3 kits now come with the new VMP twin 69mm throttle body. Whether it's a 15 to 17 or an 11 to 14, or even our 900 horsepower kit for the GT500, we now have a new style twin 69 and an old style twin 69. So pretty cool, good for an extra couple of horsepower. We just wanted the Gen 3 to come with the latest and greatest. And that being said, the twin 69 is the latest and greatest for drivability, idle quality, and power. We do have a whole new line of monoblades we're working on that is getting ever so close to completion. Did I show you these pictures?
Mm-mm.
So, let's see.
Are you going to show them to everybody or just me?
Well, I'm going to show them to you, and maybe Chris, if he has time to edit this, can put them in here.
Okay.
If not, no big deal. Let's see, where's Gary? Let's see, here we go. All right, so look at that right there.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, and it's an elliptical design,
Yeah.
which is our latest technology for drivability and idle quality. But yeah, I'll give you guys a little cell phone sneak peek. So there we go. Maybe Chris will put that in. And that's the back side. You can see how big it is. All right, so on to the next question. I've been talking about this question forever.
Do you want to go ahead and do his or
Okay, you want to read it off?
Well, I was asking for if you were okay with it.
Yeah, let's go to that one.
Okay. Ryan Keith says, on your website you list the 2.8 pulley as the limit for pump gas on VMP Gen 3. However, in the video of you tuning the black 12 GT500, your GT500,
My GT500.
up to about 800 real horsepower, you were able to use the 2.6 on pump gas. What is this a special circumstance, or would that be able to run on a similar setup with the same model car and pump gas?
So the answer is yes. You can run the smaller pulleys. You know, when we put our videos out, we know people are going to ask questions and want to replicate the same thing in the video. So pretty much only put stuff out there we're comfortable doing for everybody. Because we want our results to be relatable and stuff you can replicate at home. That being said, there's some devil in some details there. If you are running 91 octane, don't want you to go that small. And the GT500 did have boosting in it, and I think C16 at one point. So
I know boosting for sure.
I would almost rather see you do a 2.7 pulley, which we're gonna make sure those are on the website, make sure they're an option. But since the Gen 3 came out a year ago, we've made a bunch of different pulley sizes available to fill some of the gaps. So there's a 2.4, a 2.5, a 2.6, a 2.7, a 2.8, and a 3.0. Most of the people with a stock lower are gonna all kind of live between the 2.6 and the 2.8 on 91 and 93. And the 2.5 and the 2.4 are really only for crazy E85 setups, race gas, boosting type stuff. And then if you have a 5.8, you can go down an extra pulley size because that motor drops boost because of the larger displacement.
Yakama Outlaw wants to know, what does VMP have to offer as a power adder for my 98 32 valve 4.6?
Nitrous, pretty much nitrous,
Yeah.
and tuning.
Yeah.
And those cars do really good with a centrifugal supercharger. So something from Vortec or Procharger. But that's a pretty bad arse engine. but it's not. It's a different cylinder head, so we don't actually make a supercharger kit for it.
Tim Obas wants to know, he's got 2 questions. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done? I wouldn't get arrested. I mean, I just wouldn't. Like, I have a license to a nurse practitioner license to protect. I'm not gonna get arrested.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't do things like that.
What if we got arrested? What would we have done? I don't know. I mean, that
We
really
wouldn't get arrested.
That delves deep into the psyche, because it could be either something really, really bad or something really minor, but we won't go there.
Justin wouldn't get arrested because every time he gets pulled over, they're like, they think he's in the military or a cop anyways, and he never ever even gets tickets. I get tickets, but I wouldn't get arrested. They don't arrest nurses.
That's your get out of jail free card.
No, and I know that they do arrest nurses, but like cops really do have a thing with like professional courtesy towards healthcare, towards nurses in particular, and firefighters. So, and I just don't do stupid stuff.
I want you to test that theory.
No, not the last time I got pulled over. The last time I got pulled over, I did get a ticket, but the time before I did not. And it was because the cop's girlfriend and I went to the same school for a nurse practitioner education. And then his second question, what's the weirdest thing you've seen in someone else's home?
So I'm going to tell you right now.
Don't talk about anything at Chris Yoder's house.
Okay, so I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I went over to somebody's house and they had clearly done tile floors for they had done them a while ago, but they had not grouted them. And that just bothered me so much.
Oh, wow. That's weird. That is weird. That's weird. Weirdest
What
thing.
about you? You've got to beat the non-grouted tile floors.
I'm claiming patient confidentiality and not saying anything.
Oh gosh, you've seen some weird stuff.
I've seen some weird stuff, but I'm claiming patient confidentiality and not saying anything. Edward Trankner wants to know what would be the best mod for a little more horsepower on his 01 Bullet. He does track day events with it, and it has 373 gears, a JLT cold air, suspension and brake mods, can tune, but all else stop. He wants to stay in it. Sounds like he's done a lot of like really good initial mods.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's not a whole lot. The 01 Bullet was a 2-valve. It came with a slightly better intake manifold. I think it had a twin blade throttle body. You know, you could try to have somebody port that stuff. There's long tube headers. That's going to get you some sound and a little better performance.
Yeah.
Maybe a cooler thermostat. You know, maybe a little bit better tune. We could certainly do a good tune for it.
Aaron Wildermouth does not have a question. He just says that we need a 3450 blower with 3450 rotor packs.
Nice. So I went to school with somebody named Aaron Wildermuth. I wonder if it's the same one.
JD Joyride wants to know when he's donating a supercharger to his Cobra build.
Tall order there, JD. We'll see what we can do.
Fisher 819 wants to know what gear ratio for a lifted 12 F-150 with 35-inch tires, 373 or 410s. Should I even change it with potentially installing a blower later down the road? And long tubes, Cranac and Boss intake with a VMP tune.
So that's a tough one. Like, that's the least powerful 5.0 they made in the 11 to 14 trucks. No offense to truck owners. So, like, the gear is gonna help it. The blower is gonna help it a lot too.
Yeah.
But is it a 4-wheel drive or a 2-wheel drive?
He actually does not say.
So let's assume that it's a 2-wheel drive because he's even thinking about changing gear ratio. Because in a 4-wheel drive, it's 2 axles.
And I mean, you could go with the assumption either way because it's lifted.
Yeah, but there's that whole, like,
I know.
you know, 2-wheel drive poser thing or whatever.
Well, I wasn't gonna say that.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. Nick,
So Nick Bayard with a bunch of numbers says, are you planning to make a Gen 3 Supercharger for the 18 up Mustang GT? Yep.
absolutely.
We're working on it now. SVT Johnny says, I think he's wanting a Supercharger on an 04 Ford Lightning.
Definitely a VMP Gen 3 with one of the JC Customs adapter plates.
Yeah, absolutely. Coyote FTW, just wanted to give you guys a huge shout out for the amazing tune in my car and having the fastest NA S550 Coyote in New Mexico. Awesome.
Awesome.
Crystal Cassidy 623 says, can you guys do a video engine removal, how to and a cam install video on the GT500? There are none anywhere and it would greatly assist those who have the ability. Just need a little help.
We were talking about that. I think you were in the car when we were talking about that.
I think we have like plans for that.
Yeah, I think my GT500 is gonna get cam install video.
Yeah. So be on the lookout. We'll definitely make it known when we do it, but it's in the works.
Bolo.
Wyatt Temples says, make a kit for the 3.7. The only supercharger for the 3.7 is a Pro Charger. That's probably a long way off, and
Just keep using the Pro Charger.
yeah.
Unfortunately, the V6 Mustang stuff is kind of dying, even though that's where we started.
D Mellow 327 says, what will I need as far as suspension drivetrain to safely daily a 750 rear wheel horsepower? Goodness, S550 GT.
So, that's a great one. I'm gonna go back to the why when Cletus was driving Track Attack, I waved him off in the video. It was, I found out how much horsepower it's making because it's sitting on the dyno right now. Because it's on low boost and it's still making 800 plus rear wheel horsepower. Anyways, Track Attack has like stock bushings and links and all that stuff. So I would just get some, like the Steeda lockout kit and some, you know, some like toe links and stuff just to tighten everything up in the IRS. And that's really all you need. Don't go overboard because you'll introduce a bunch of NVH and crap that's annoying.
SS Eater says, have you guys done a test comparison between the 2.3 and 2.65 blowers on the 0304 Cobra?
Yes, we have. Absolutely. And we've got what were you gonna say?
Video, right?
Yeah, a little bit of video. We've got an abundance of data, and I'm gonna have to make a video specifically for that soon because it depends on where the car and the engine is at. The 2.3 comes close to maxing out the stock engine. The 2.65 takes a little further, but the big difference is when you build the engine, the 2.65 can just support so much more airflow.
355 7 Coyote 5 liter. You've got a lot of stuff going on right there. Is there anything I can do to gain more power from mods before a supercharger? Also, it's a 15.5 liter F-150. How much is supercharger parts? Oh, there's a lot of different questions in one. And labor. I stay in Dallas, but I don't know where to go or trust here. I'm in the Metroplex. Just bought it, so don't want to mess it up.
So I'll answer the easy one first. Our supercharger kit for like an F-150 is anywhere from like 9 to 11 installed approximately. It just depends on what stage you go with. And
you can definitely bring it to us and do one of our vacation packages.
Yeah.
In Dallas.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody off the top of my head.
We do, if you go north, we do have a friend up there that does some work. Chicane 23, Jonathan Blevins. And he also wants to know how to gain more torque. It's kind of a tough one. I mean, tuning, you know, maybe one of these 18 F-150 intake manifolds that's really torquey.
Yeah, definitely. Tuning is always a good place to start though, so. Oksana 50, what would cause the engine to RPM dive and stall when shifting into neutral, coming to a stop at a light? The RPM dive to about 500, then 300, then stall, fires back up, happens sporadically. Car has a Gen 2R Stage 1 VMP kit.
Just drop a line to the tuning department, and you may not even have to send a data log. There's some stuff we can do to tweak that and help that.
Tyler John Aversano says, build a badass tow truck, ? That has been a thought for a previous, a thought-ish. It's been like a kind of a, not quite a tow truck, but then a race support truck type deal for previous SEMA submissions. So it's definitely something we've thought about and not something that we would ever consider not doing. Stu Boy says, thoughts on the MFP manifold for the 18 up Mustang using GT500 blowers. How will it stack up to the VMP blower for the 18 Mustang?
So, I mean, the MFP manifold looks great.
Mm-hmm.
We have some kind of slightly different but parallel in other ways design goals for the 18 up Mustang. So they're both going to be good options, but we're going to do things a little bit differently for 18 up.
Yep. A quick V6 says, are the 18 up engines as strong for boost as the 15 to 17? We kind of started to go into that and then skirted away from it earlier.
Like, they seem like they can be in some cases, but then, you know, one comes into the shop for an engine upgrade and has some really weird cylinder wall stuff, and I think everybody's pretty much seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that the spray bore coating and the piston to wall clearances and all that stuff is totally worked out, hence the ticking noise.
CO Taylor 16, at what point is it necessary to get 9-thread 4/6 C heads or getting threads added to a factory 4-thread head?
I mean, I think loose spark plugs or spark plugs that have been over torqued are going to be your first enemy.
Yep.
Secondly, I think it's when you start to get like over 20-25 pounds of boost, but it's also luck of the draw with that type of stuff. I wouldn't worry about it too much until you have a problem. Just use Loctite on there. If your plugs have never been out, shoot some PB Blaster.
Yeah. Snogatog, are aftermarket chain tensioners needed on boosted Coyote Mustangs? Depends.
Yeah.
Mostly no.
Yeah, I mean, I want to make sure you have a very, very specific reason for changing that stuff out, whether it's an RPM or you've seen previous durability problems, but all the factory variable cam stuff and chain tensioning stuff works really, really good.
Yep. That's what's in my old car.
Well,
that's all our questions.
We went through some questions. Is there anything we want to see? They want to see, or we want to show them? Let's see. We got 23 minutes. You want to? Hey, you know what's in the front room?
No, I don't, because I did not pay attention when I walked out here.
My V6 Mustang's in there.
Oh, we could walk over and see the old V6 Mustang.
Yeah.
We could do that.
I washed it like a couple months ago, and it's inside, so it's
Cleanish.
I don't know. It's cleanish. It's all right. Let's go see it. This is the old shop that will still soon be for sale along with our house sometime this year. And has track attack, it's got a dyno, it's got a lift. You will not get Rebecca's new race car.
No.
And the dyno is negotiable.
Look at that old school SCT sticker.
Yeah. This is kind of the car that started it all. I was actually at Bithlow, the local track, Orlando Speed World, racing it when I met Rebecca.
I was racing my V6 Mustang.
So, as you can see, it has no engine, and it is not going to get another V6. Sorry, everybody. It would get a Coyote, or maybe that new 7.3 engine.
The 7.3 would be kind of cool.
Yeah, be something that nobody's ever done before. So the car actually has an 8.8 rear end under it from a GT. It's got a 6-point roll bar. It's kind of like full of all the spare parts, so it's kind of messy in here, but you can see just a basic V6 Mustang with cloth interior. I was a little bit up on like the whole blue accent thing, and I had all the gauges. I got kind of made fun of for having a lot of gauges. So
I have no gauges in any vehicle.
Yeah.
Like the opposite.
Yeah. But yeah, we painted the roll bar, the color of the interior to match, and I spent a lot of time working on this car. So maybe one day it'll ride again. I don't know. But so.
Blue brake calipers.
Oh, the infamous brake caliper paint.
I painted mine before I met you.
You did. I think you painted them red.
Mine were red, yeah.
Rebecca had a black 95 V6 Mustang manual when I met her. So.
And I went as fast as Matt Neuenhart in his.
Yeah, naturally aspirated. You were a good driver.
Yeah.
You still are a good driver. So.
It's been a while. We'll see.
I think that's pretty much it for Burnout Box today. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled program next week.
Awake baby.
And our little baby's awake, so we're gonna go take care of her. We'll see you next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share.
Thanks, guys.